Hey metalheads, it's Metal and Coffee. Let's dive into the new record from Zeal and Ardor called GREIF. So 2018 was the first time I'd heard of Zeal and Ardor. That's when their second record came out, Stranger Fruit, and I had Gravedigger's Chant on repeat throughout that entire year. I was drawn to its dark, soulful gospel feel. I grew up in the church, and although I'm not religious anymore, I was always jamming out during praise and worship, and it feels weird to say that. So there have always been aspects of gospel music that I gravitated towards. The rich layered vocals and harmonies serving as a foundation, the organs, the keyboards, how easy it is to sing along to. So I feel like Gravedigger's Chant made me realize, oh, I can get that and then still have my death, darkness, and despair. Sign me up. The background of Zeal and Ardor is quite interesting. It actually started out as the solo project of Manuel Gunyu, a multi-instrumentalist from Switzerland. It was motivated by a racist comment on 4chan. Not surprising. Someone responded to Manuel's request for suggestions of two music genres to combine with quote-unquote black metal and N-word music. And now here we are with Zeal and Ardor, an award-winning, critically acclaimed band that is beloved by a lot of people. There you go, racist. Until this new album, Manuel wrote and mostly recorded all of the music himself. Let's take a minute to think how impressive that is. The first record was The Devil Is Fine in 2016, and then Stranger Fruit in 2018, and then their self-titled record in 2022, their heaviest record, I might add, and then we arrive here in 2024 with their newest record, GREIF. Initially, I found the singles for this record a little underwhelming, so I wasn't sure what to expect from the new record, GREIF. But the beauty of Zeal and Ardor is that Manuel has a way of overwhelming the listener with things that they just never expected. And so ultimately, we end up surrendering to it and allowing the album to just happen to us. The overall feel of the album is unpredictable and theatrical, which is on brand for the avant-garde metal band that is Zeal and Ardor. But there's also a strong prog metal feel to it, which existed a little bit on the previous record, but it's definitely stronger on this one. The diversity of their musical palette expanded, and they play with pacing a lot more on this record, which I love. I didn't think I'd vibe with it at first, but I was laser focused and engaged from start to finish. The record's exploration of so many creative elements reminded me of the creative style of Porcupine Tree and Steven Wilson. My fellow prog nerds will know what I'm talking about. The album is very cohesive and well executed and covers so many bases and moods. We've got the melancholy and pensiveness of Fend You Off and Solace, the aggressive slasher flick that is Clawing Out, the Queens of the Stone Age stoner rock vibes of Sugarcoat, and of course the signature mixture of black metal and black spiritual music in tracks like Hide and Shade. There is something for everyone on this record. The writing process for this record took a new direction as well. Instead of Manuel flying solo creatively, he invited his bandmates into the studio to be a part of it. While Manuel still wrote all the songs, each member had a chance to add their own unique touch to the mix. This collaborative effort was immediately noticeable, especially with the addition of Dennis Wagner's and Mark Obrist, I think that's how you pronounce the last name, the addition of their vocals alongside Manuel's. So there's a total of 3 vocalists in this band, and that should give you some insight into how important vocals are, harmonies are, and the seamless transitions between vocal styles are to Zeal and Ardor. The seamless transition between soulful, raspy vocals, black metal growls, and this dark Dracula-like spoken word is phenomenal. And listen, I usually hate black metal vocals, but somehow this record makes it feel so satisfying. You can hear this dynamic blend clearly in tracks like The Bird, the Lion, and Wildkin, Are You the Only One Now, and Crawling Out, just to name a few. I'm honestly baffled at how Manuel pulled this off, but he absolutely nailed it. It's wild. Another standout is how easily these songs lend themselves to singing along. Tracks like Disease, Go Home My Friend, hide and shade practically beg you to join in, which creates a deeper connection between the band and their audience. The title of the album, GREIF, is a nod to an 800-year-old tradition from the band's hometown in Switzerland, where a mythical creature parades through the streets and cheekily presents his backside to the wealthier part of town, essentially a form of symbolic class rebellion. But outside of this, the band prefers the listener to have their own experience and avoids sharing specific meanings behind their music. Whatever the album and its lyrics mean to you, that's your truth and it's valid. Speaking of the lyrics, they're generally memorable and there's always a core line that sticks out in each song. It's not necessarily always the chorus that gets stuck in your head. Sometimes it's just a line during a verse that leaves a lasting impression after just one listen. For instance, in 369, there's a lyric that's, "All is said, the devil ain't dead, we won't sleep till the beast is fed." Simple? Yes. Infectious? Abso-fucking-lutely. Other tracks I like to sing along to include Go Home My Friend, Disease, and Hide and Shade. The meticulous production is what truly makes this album shine. It's the way the sparkly glockenspiel melds with sudden bursts of black metal vocals and blast beats and fends you off, or how the interstellar interlude, Une Ville Vide, I don't know how you pronounce that, but that track is lovely. There's even a sexy, tense, Hozier-like moment in Disease that keeps you on edge. Seamlessly switching between these vastly different styles requires flawless production, and once again, Zeal and Ardor absolutely nailed it. Listening to Zeal and Ardor's GREIF feels like being in the middle of something monumental. Like you're part of an initiation into a powerful experience. It gives you so much dopamine and satisfaction. Even with not having seen them live yet, I now desperately want to because the album just pulls you in so deeply. The music has this communal, collaborative energy that makes you feel like you're a part of something big. When it comes to critiques, I honestly tried hard to find something I didn't like about this record. But there's nothing. Absolutely nothing feels off-putting or even remotely gave me the ick. If someone has anything negative to say about it, then they probably just don't connect with Zeal and Ardor's unique musical style, and that's perfectly fine. So to wrap things up, I really wasn't sure how Zeal and Ardor was going to top their 2022 release, but somehow they did. Okay, maybe they didn't necessarily top it. They changed lanes and slowed down the acceleration a little bit. This entire record is an amazing, attention-grabbing journey. There are some shifts in mood and atmosphere, and it literally fills you up with a mix of awe and exhilaration. Each track invites you into a new experience, making every listen feel like an unfolding adventure. I definitely was worried after I didn't vibe with some of the singles because they seemed quite tame outside of Crawling Out, but my metalhead needs were definitely met on this new record. And so, with that said, I will be giving out my first ever 10 out of 10 rating. This album is 10 out of 10. No question. Let me know what your thoughts are and which album I should review next.